131, which is entering the arena. Tiger 131 sent to North Africa with a Schwer Panzerabteilung 504th, knocked out by British 48th Royal Tank Regiment Churchills in North Africa. Battle damage is still on the tank. We've never quite got to the bottom of the story why the crew abandoned the vehicle, but in some accounts they do use the word panic. It may well have been because the turret was jammed, and it was handed over to the Tank Museum after evaluation by British School of Tank Technology back in 1951. And it's a key exhibit. We started the restoration process back in the 90s, and really that restoration process is a continuous thing. We still are doing work to the vehicle, but we'll let you just listen to this Maybach engine as it drives past the crowd for you.
As David said, the Tiger's powered by a Maybach, and I should emphasise it's a V12 and it's petrol. Most people think that all the German tanks had diesel engines in. They didn't. The majority actually had petrol engines in, and it's situated in the back. The transmission, which is a pre-selector, is in the front, driving the front sprockets. The tank has torsion bar suspension and overlapping road wheels designed to spread the weight as much as possible over the different tracks. The drawback being that they trapped a lot of mud and snow in them if you weren't careful. But generally it's a very impressive tank. The Maybach engine's one at the top of the range. It's actually fitted with an HL230 engine, which is the engine out of a King Tiger, because the original HL210 which it had was cut to pieces and put on display in the museum years ago. But otherwise it's virtually a complete tank. It's armed with an 88mm high velocity gun, in a 3-man turret with 2 extra men sitting in the front of the hull, and with about 100mm of frontal armour.
Of course, the Tank Museum is tremendously proud and privileged to have this tank in its collection. It's one now of only 6 remaining original Tiger 1s in the world. 1,300 were built by the Germans in the Second World War, and this one, because it was brought back for evaluation, kept in relatively good order. And we lent it for 2 weeks on that film set for the Fury, and they used a little bit of CGI, but most of what you see on the film is our Tiger.